sit down, pick up your phone, and check just a couple of Instagram reels. Just a quick break. But before you know it, you're laughing at funny animal videos, watching fails, random food hacks, and finally, after hours of scrolling, you snap out of it, only to realize half the day's gone. Later that night, lying in bed, you think, tomorrow is going to be different. Tomorrow I'll be motivated and disciplined and get all the stuff done that I missed today. I'll finally start being the person I want to be. But when tomorrow comes, you're like, maybe it's fine if I start tomorrow? Most people feel this same frustration when trying to build good habits, only to fall back into old routines. But here's the thing, there are 5 hidden strategies that most people might have missed. Core principles that might be the very reason their habits won't stick. I'm going to reveal exactly what those are and how they can transform your approach to building habits. So why is building habits such a struggle? Think of it this way. Forming a new habit is like trying to cross a trail through thick woods. In the beginning, every step feels like a struggle. Going to the gym, eating healthier, or working on a new skill can all feel as difficult as pushing through thick branches and uneven ground. But with each step, that trail starts to open up. The more you travel it, the clearer and smoother it becomes. Over time, what started as a narrow path turns into a smooth road, and eventually, with enough practice, it can transform into an easy-to-travel highway. So what's the secret to speeding up that transformation? The first essential step is the power of shifting identity. This one change can make that trail feel like it's practically clearing itself. Let's dive in and see how this mindset shift can turn your goals into something that feels natural, like it's part of who you are. The first step is to get clear on the identity you want to build. Ask yourself, what kind of person would have the life, habits, or results I'm aiming for? If your goal is to be healthier, for instance, ask yourself, what would a healthy, active person do in my situation? Would they skip their workout just because they're tired? Or would they go for a walk or do a quick workout even when they're tired? This simple question helps to guide your actions based on who you want to become, not just what you want to do. The most effective way to shift your identity is through consistent action. Each time you make a choice aligned with this new identity, like saying no to an unhealthy snack or choosing to walk instead of drive, you're reinforcing that identity. You're not just someone who wants to be healthier, you're becoming someone who is healthier. Over time, the trail of effort you've started feels more like a road. When your identity and your behavior align, the right actions feel natural. The more evidence you build through these small, repeated actions, the more confident you become in this new self-image. So ask yourself daily, what would a person with your desired habit or goal do today? Let that guide your actions, and each small choice will reinforce the identity you're building. Let's face it, showing up when you're motivated is easy, but what happens on those days when you're tired, busy, or just not feeling it? That's where real progress happens. Even if you don't do as much as you hoped, making a small effort to stick with your habit can make all the difference. Here's where don't miss twice comes in. Missing once is totally fine, life happens, but missing twice in a row, that's when it starts turning into a new unwanted habit. This is where most people fall off. They think, if I can't do it perfectly, what's the point of doing it? But real growth doesn't come from being perfect, it comes from persistence. Imagine you've been going all out at the gym, giving it 100% every time. But one day you're exhausted, or life gets in the way. Suddenly the thought of a full workout feels overwhelming, so you skip today and think, I'll be ready tomorrow and hit the gym even harder to make up the missing progress. This is where many people lose momentum. They get caught in this all or nothing mindset, thinking that if they can't do it perfectly, it's better to skip it altogether. But here's the thing, progress isn't about giving 100% every single time. It's about showing up, even if you're only at 50% that day, because consistency, not perfection, is what builds real, lasting habits. Let's be real, sometimes motivation just isn't enough. That's where setting your environment can be useful. A well-prepared space can make taking action feel almost effortless. If you want to start making healthy breakfasts, for example, set out your pan and ingredients the night before. Or if you're aiming to hit the gym in the morning, lay out your workout clothes and water bottle ahead of time. The goal is to create an environment that makes doing the right thing as easy as possible. Think about how much we're shaped by the people we're closest to. When you're part of a group where your goals are the norm, it's like having a constant source of motivation around you. Imagine joining a group where everyone's hitting the gym. You'd feel naturally pulled to show up, lift weights, and keep going. If your friends spend their days smoking, drinking, and joking around aimlessly, it's only a matter of time before those habits start rubbing off on you. The more you're around that behavior, the more normal it feels, and soon you might find yourself picking up those same patterns. So take a good look at the people you spend the most time with. Are they building you up or are they dragging you down? Find people who embody the habits you want for yourself, and you'll be amazed at how naturally you start to absorb those same positive actions. This is the last technique we'll cover today, and honestly, it's one of the most powerful tools for building lasting habits. It's a method I personally use a lot because it lets you tackle challenging habits without burning through tons of willpower on every small choice, which often leads to feeling frustrated and giving up too soon. Think of it like getting onto a highway. Once you're on, you're moving forward with fewer distractions, fewer exits, and fewer tempting stops along the way. You're set up to keep going in the right direction without having to make endless little choices about whether to stay on track. Here's how it works in real life. Let's say I want to study, and I know the library is the best place for me to stay focused. But instead of pressuring myself to go to library and study for 3 hours, I make it simpler. I focus on just stepping outside my house. Once I've changed into my outdoor clothes and stepped out the door, going to the library becomes automatic. I'm already moving in the right direction, and distractions like my computer games get left behind. By setting up one decisive move, like stepping outside, you're effectively building momentum that makes the entire habit easier to follow through on. The magic here is that you're not relying on willpower to resist distractions. You're creating a small, manageable action that naturally leads you to success. So think about it. What are the decisive moments for your desired habits? Identify the small steps that once taken would naturally lead you in the right direction. For example, if you want to start running in the mornings, your decisive moment could be as simple as putting on your running shoes. These tiny actions create a momentum that pulls you toward your goals without relying on sheer willpower each time. You now have the tools to build habits. Try them out and see what happens. Thanks for watching. Remember, no matter how much you learn, it won't matter unless you act on it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel to learn more tips on saving yourself. Good luck, bye.